Hi there, my name is Lo. Welcome to my channel where I discuss everything between Hermes and grocery bags. Welcome to the last part of my three-part series on my luxury buying behavior. In the past 2 weeks we already discussed things that I feel I do pretty well when it comes to buying luxury and mistakes that I will make time and time again because I am only human after all. And in today's video I'm actually going to do the tag that Deandra Bolton tagged me to do. So thanks again for that, Deandra. And that is that I'm going to run you through my rules for buying bags. The reason that I put this in a separate video is because as I was going through these rules, I figured these probably don't make a lot of sense for anybody. They are very me. I wouldn't necessarily recommend anybody else doing them. But by following these rules, I create a collection that works very well for me and that at the same time is also just very, very me. So there's actually quite a number of these rules, so I'm gonna have my phone as a little cheat sheet. Also probably won't linger too much on any of these individual points because otherwise this video is just going to take forever. So the first rule for my collection is no duplicates. It's one that I stick to pretty well. I'm happy to have like the same bag in different sizes, in different colors, but I am not open to having the same size in multiple colors or having different sizes in the same color, if that makes sense. So if I go for a different size of a style, it also needs to be a different color so that I can have a bit of variation. There's no bag that I love so much that I absolutely need to have duplicates of it. I just love so many other handbags in this world as well that I'd rather give those a shot. I will always reduce the risk of ruining the bag. So whenever I can, I will try to go for a grained leather, for example, or going for a darker color over a lighter color. That does make my collection a little bit boring because I do tend to go quite often for black bags, for example. But on the other hand, because I'm more comfortable wearing a black or a dark colored bag, it does mean that I get more enjoyment out of wearing that bag. Whether if it was a lighter color or a smooth leather, for example, I would have more concern over happiness carrying an item. Third rule, wait for at least 50% discount or more than that if the item is not on the wish list. By nature, I am a promotional shopper when it comes to my handbags. Promotions come in different sizes as well, of course, so I could say if it's 20% off, I will buy it, but I actually try to push myself a little bit further and wait for at least 50%. Third rule, that's where my eye candy for today comes in. This is the Chloe Marcy bag, I think in the regular style, so I think they have one size up, one or two sizes down from this. I don't know what they came out with in the most recent years. But the next rule is no awkward sizes, and this is a prime example of a bag that is a awkward size. So it is way too big to hold my daily essentials. I really don't carry that much stuff around generally. I'm kind of a light packer, but it also doesn't hold my laptop, so it's an awkward size because yeah, it's both too big and too small. So this was the first designer bag that I got, which is why I still have it and why I will probably keep it. And I do really like how this bag looks and the leather is amazing. So yeah, I'm not considering getting rid of it anytime soon. But this bag has not had a lot of use because I just don't like carrying bags that are way too big for the amount of stuff that I'm carrying. So I really try to avoid buying bags that are this big but not big enough for a laptop. Next rule up is no impulse purchases. If I see a bag, then I force myself to at least think about it 24 hours, and that sometimes doesn't work out because if I'm feeling tempted to buy a bag that I hadn't really considered before, it's probably because it's on sale, so odds are that it will sell out before I have a chance to buy it. But I really do try to think about purchases at least 24 hours and generally a lot longer. My process of buying a bag from the time that it comes out to the point where I purchase it, and I try to purchase it on sale. Usually by then I have already considered it for at least 2 months or so. And for example, the Etrovela bag that keeps on being on my wish list, I have already thought about that bag for almost a year now. Given that I still haven't prioritized it to the top of my wish list, perhaps I should reconsider whether I still want to have it, but yeah, that's a story for another time. Next rule, no season bound pieces. I know that there's a lot of people who also live in areas that have seasonality, and I also do live in an area where you have a very strong seasonality, from pretty hot summers to, well, usually quite mild and rainy winters. But basically I just want to be able to carry my pieces year round, and yes, there will be some preference for bags in particular colors, for example, but I really try to avoid like spending contemporary or luxury type of money on bags that have shearling, for example, or bags that have denim. For me, denim is very much a spring summer type of thing, so happy to have some denim bags, absolutely love them, but not spending a lot of money there. The other day I was quite tempted to get one of those Coach medicine bags in a sheepskin, really pretty, but then I thought, like, when am I going to wear this? Because I'm only gonna wear it in winter, and then I'm only gonna wear it in winter when it's dry, and yeah, that's probably only 3 days in the year. So let's not get this. It's just not a good idea. Next rule up, no white bags. I know it makes absolutely no sense. I do like the aesthetics of white bags. I think it works really well on particular styles, but white bags just don't work for me. I think it ties together with me going generally for darker colors so that my bags don't get dirty, for example. I've had white bags, I just never reached for them. I ended up selling all of them and I don't miss them. So yeah, I really try not to introduce any more white bags into my collection. I was tempted to do so with a bag that I did purchase, but that's still on its way. But I decided to go with a pop of color rather than to go with the white option. That bag will probably show up somewhere on my Instagram and or on my YouTube sooner or later. The next rule is no top handle only bags. It's interesting because I actually do wear quite a lot of bags top handle, but I always feel like it's kind of a bad idea if I can only wear a bag top handle. I really want to have an option where I can put a bag over my shoulder. Even if it's not super comfortable for a prolonged time, I would still like to be able to carry it over my shoulder just so that I can be hands-free, even if it's only for like 15 seconds. Then the next rule up is no bucket bags. Hammock bags, yes, very much like hammock bags or like the dumpling style bags. The Loewe hammock that I have, for example, is absolutely one of my favorite bags, but bucket bags are just not a style for me. Although I guess they could look kind of cute top handle, I always feel like they're not easy to open. You never really get to close them completely if you wear them like crossbody because of the, well, the base being usually circular or quite broad. It will stick out quite a bit. It's something that I can appreciate on other people for some reason, but it's just not something that I like on myself. And then the last rule, which is probably the oddest one, I absolutely have a hard time to explain it, but I don't like particular designs where it sort of seems like there is a tail. And what do I mean by that? Like, I don't really mind any dangly bits on bags. Like here, for example, you also have the tassels at the bottom. I brought an example, but it's one of the things that I have with the Coach tabby, that it has this leather flap. It's just weird, but I will occasionally have this with designs. I'm trying to get over it, but it's just a design element that I don't really like all that much. What I also don't like is, for example, that sometimes you will have open toes and they will have a little piece of leather spanning over the back so that you can close it up from the front. That's also just something I don't like, and it's really weird. But yeah, that has been keeping me from buying other Coach tabbies, even though the new quilted Coach tabbies, they are super cute. The denim Coach tabby is also super cute. I've already sort of made this mistake once. Hopefully I can just get it out of my head at some point in time, but until then, yeah, I'm just not adding any more bags with that sort of design feature to my collection. So that's it for now. Let me know down below in the comments, are any of these things that I told you relatable, or is this just a set of my silly bag rules that I like to follow for sometimes no very evident reason? If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, because I'd love to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. This is the end of my series, so next week I will be back with a completely different topic. And that's it for now. Thank you for watching. Remember, there's a styling situation and a taste for everything, so don't judge, wear whatever the bag you like. Until next time, or as we'd say in Dutch, doei!